Today we'll be having a look at this G-Tech Multi cordless, which I will briefly show you a video of the symptoms that we've got with it. But this is the third one of these that I've had to do the same job on. I'll show you how it's done. These are the symptoms when pressed. Brief squeak of the motor trying to work and 4 bars of red on the battery. 3 lights digital on the battery to prove that it's at least 75% charged. Got no problems with that. And that's what you get. We'll start off with taking off the normal plates. You need some Torx to get those off. Whip out these 4 screws on the bottom of the motor casing. Make a note of the length and the position because they do matter. Then move on, remove this cover here to the battery connector. It's got some wiring underneath that I'll show you in a bit with the connector that we need to remove, and then we'll go in through there. Once we've taken out the 4 screws from the base of the motor housing and the 2 from the battery connector, we can just lift that out to prevent any damage and slowly pull out the base of the motor housing, revealing the next set of screws that we need to have a go at. We've got one that was covered under the battery housing and another 5 around the inside of the motor casing. Just a close-up shot here to show you the 2 screws which hold in the small PCB for the battery connector. You can see the 2 Torx screws that you'll need to take out, and that's the connector which will come out when the whole plate lifts off. Just make sure you do it gently and you'll see the clip on the other side. Once you've got the 5 screws out from the motor housing, there's another 4 here which you need to take out as well, just to make sure the whole cover comes off. Once those 4 are out, you want to gently push up the whole body of the bottom of the vacuum. Now, I've already disconnected the switch, but at that point, if you do it gently enough, you can remove that connector and that together. There is a small push tab on the bottom of the connector as it clicks onto there. And this is the part we now want to concentrate on. Now that we've got it apart, this cover will already be loose. It may fall off as you take it apart, as 3 of the screws that you took out were holding that on. Put that to one side. This will also release the main body of the motor, but the wires don't always want to come through. So if you take your time, be careful with the wires, let the motor go through, feed those out. And there we go. Now, with the particular problem that we're having, this part will spin quite freely, but sadly that's not the part that you want turning. You can separate these like I've already done here, but it feels like you have to snap it apart as you can see, where bits of plastic have melted and basically created a glue between the two parts in the vacuum, all around here. Basically we just need to clean that up, remove any excess plastic from around these 3 holes, which is where it's come from before when I've had these problems, and make sure that we clean it up enough with some small files and make sure it doesn't happen again. Quite interesting on this one, we've also got some marks already on it, whether they had a problem at factory, but this is the first time this has been taken apart. So we'll go ahead, clean that up, and then we'll put it back together. After some filing and cleaning up, it seems that part of the moulding for the seal on the other side had actually protruded and been picked up by the vacuum and caused this black rubbing and eventually gluing the blade and the housing together. So I've cleaned them up enough now, which should give it a new lease of life. Everything's free to run again, so we'll chuck everything back in reverse order. And there we have it, all back together as per normal. So last thing, well, battery on. Straight up and running. No worries. Thanks for watching.